Van Persie with an early run, he's onside this time! It's 1-1! Andre Schürrle, it's 7! It's Mario Götze! What a goal! What a goal to win a World Cup!
Let's get excited because there are World Cup games going on. This is still happening. And also, let's get excited because this is my actual goddamn birthday. I share it with Cleberson and Beermat. It is truly, truly a joyous day. And I'm sharing it with you because we've got 3 games to break down as we're doing every day. This is the Beermat World Cup Podcast, day number 6. And there's a lot to get to here. I don't want to lump a lot into one thing here, but I said a lot about Group H being the fantastic group that no one actually expected to be exciting, but would be massively exciting. And oh my god, what a surprise it actually was. We had first and foremost Japan versus Colombia, and within 3 minutes of that game, what we got was a sort of, oh shit, you think your World Cup campaign's going to be this? Nah, it's not. And we had a penalty, a red card. Not entirely sure it should have been a penalty and the red card. I think, like, in terms of jumping in the way and handballing things, it was a sort of like 0.2 on the Suarez scale. So it is what it is. But penalty was given, red card was given, and then from there we had. I really think that Colombia went into this group stage thinking that, like, this is a bit of a mixed bag, and what we can try and do is not lose all 3 games, and at some point we'll be presented with chances to win games. And I actually think that still could be the case, but when you're 1-0 down and a man down in 3 minutes, even if that weren't their tactics after the fact, so I'm probably wrong, but this is what they did. From that perspective, they did fantastically well, and not only that, they managed to get it back to 1-1 with a free kick that the Japanese goalkeeper hilariously tried to claim that it wasn't over the line. And I'm all in on goalkeepers, defenders, anyone. Roy Cowell springs to mind immediately of the idea of, like, no, it never went in. It never went in, lad. It was at least 15 metres over the line. It never went in. And yeah, 1-1 at half time. A lot of what happened after that is a sort of almost attrition. And do you know what? Now that we're 8 groups in, I want to actually make a point. Again, if I'm repeating myself, who cares? The fact of the matter is that a lot of the first games in groups are generally tight. I generally look, we don't want to lose. Even to the point where when a big side plays a little side, the big side's like, nope, we're foregoing tactics, we're foregoing anything, we just don't want to lose. I've seen a lot of, in the amount of games and the amount of days that we've had so far, whether they be big, small side, regardless of circumstances, they've been like, do you know what, let's have a go, let's try. A lot of this is sort of almost circumstantial in and of itself, because a lot of the big sides aren't picking up points, so you think if you can pick up more points at the time, you can maybe get a leap ahead of a side that's better than you. But that being said, in this group, Japan and Colombia, they know that, like, they can probably at least get creditable results against the other 2 sides, but they both still played for the win in the latter stages of this game, and Japan get the win and go through it. Colombia will have to regroup, and I suspect they will be infinitely better in the second game, at least in full complement. Second game, Mane's army, and actually this is a good sort of snide thing that my brain has just reminded me of. Mane and Falcao were the 2 respective captains of Colombia and Senegal earlier today, and their approach to both games was really interesting in the sense of Falcao was all over the shop. Falcao was like, given the fact that this guy's knees were like fucked about 4 years ago, I enjoyed it, and what he did. I mean, his team lost, so how much he succeeded is sort of lessened the impact, but I was a big fan of his style of captaincy, as it were, and I'm looking forward to seeing it later on in the tournament. Mane was interesting in the sense of it was almost the opposite. He sort of faded into the background for Senegal. You didn't really see him much on the ball, you didn't really see him much taking on plays, you didn't really see him much taking charge or taking on plays or scoring chances or doing this or doing that. A lot of it was sort of team based, and there's the instant access part of me wants to say that Poland underestimated Senegal, but I think it hinges on a couple of moments, not specifically the idea that like if a player's off injured he comes back on the pitch, the fact that the opposition knows he's coming back on the pitch, and I don't know necessarily what to make of that. What I would say is this: Senegal managed to reduce Poland to very, very nothing chances. There was never a moment in that game where I thought that Poland were on top to the point where it's only a matter of time where they score. And for a side that scored quite a few goals in qualifying, and for a side that's got like really, really good attacking players, that's impressive. I think Senegal are by far the best African side, and I don't think they were massively good today. So I look forward to them growing into the tournament, and they've got the 3 points. And yes, the last sort of 5 minutes were a lot more precarious than they could have been, but they're in there now and they've got it. And in this group, they can do a lot, and then we'll see what happens in the latter stages. And then lastly, I'm gonna have to pour some out for the homies. I quite literally poured some beer over myself then. I didn't mean to, but I did. Russia 3, Egypt 1. Egypt's the first side to be knocked out of the tournament, and I'll say it now, and given the fact of who I support on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, this isn't a surprise, but I feel more hurt with Egypt going out than I will for England going out, especially the way they went out. We spoke a lot before the tournament started about how Egypt, how do they approach the Salah injury, what do they do with it, and let's be honest, if Uruguay don't score that goal really late on, then none of this is an issue. So it's fine margins, but Uruguay did score that goal, and I really honestly felt like I didn't see the real Egypt. I didn't see the Egypt that I'd been wanting to see pre-tournament until they were 3-0 down. And you cannot say to me as an international side that I'm not seeing who you're supposed to be until you're 3-0 down in the second game when you've already lost the first game. That's not right. And I don't think Russia are that good. They've scored 8 goals in 2 games. Pray for me, genuinely. I was really looking forward to, on my birthday, having a sort of double header of Sadio Mane enjoying victory and Mo Salah enjoying his passage through to the next round. What I ended up getting was Sadio Mane sort of knitting together a very decent performance, which is fair play. And now Mo Salah, oh my god, what a terrible burden on Liverpool, whereby he has to go back to pre-season training. That being said, the World Cup is lesser off for him. A lot of jobbers are going to sort of go, oh, that means you shit. No, let's just chill out here. Spain or Portugal in the next round will show up Russia. I believe this, and if this is not the case, then fine, fuck it, Russia go on to win it. As the things stand, we are getting to that stage now where we're starting to figure out who's going through, who's not. This has been the Beermat World Cup podcast. Tune in tomorrow, where I'll not care quite as much, but the rest of the world will. Either way, people will get knocked out and we'll all enjoy it. We'll sit back, we'll laugh, it'll be amazing. It's the World Cup. The 2018 World Cup has been fantastic so far. Allow it to continue.